If you guys have been on the page for a little while, then you know that I'm a history teacher, as you can kind of see behind me, and a science fiction author. I'm going to link my book right there so you can check it out if you want to, but today I wanted to tell you about how I came up with my main antagonist for book one in the series, The Night Sky Darker. When I think about villains in science fiction, I always end up drifting back to the larger-than-life antagonists in things like Star Wars or Dune. And in real life, most of our villains are not that way. I wanted to bring a realistic historical perspective into my antagonist so that they seem more grounded and real rather than this larger-than-life threat. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't the classic sci-fi big bad of the Premier, the immortal absolute, the god emperor of humanity and fascist dictator of the Federation. He's not the main antagonist, though. The main antagonist is a secret police captain, if you will, the Information Bureau officer, Artemis Raynor. My goal wasn't to copy-paste some bad guy from history into my fiction and say, oh, what if, insert SS guy here, but in space. Instead, Raynor is the personification of an idea. One of the core precepts of fascism is this obsession with the man of action. This notion that thought, deliberation, careful consideration, debate is effeminate and weak, and that men of action must own the future. Raynor is the embodiment of this man of action phenomenon, someone who can juggle easily all of the internal contradictions of his ideology, someone who does not blink at rejecting the concept of truth, at propagating lies within his own organization about his own people. When you meet Raynor, he is culling rivals from his own ranks rather than fighting the rebel force trying to free the galaxy from tyranny. And why I chose that is because history, its villains at least, are driven by people like Artemis Raynor, not people like the immortal absolute. When you look at the villains of history, yes, of course we have our evil dictators throughout time, but their actions are impossible, their goals are unachievable, without a rank and file of useful idiots, people who are perfectly willing to turn their brain off and participate in something monstrous for reasons that are self-serving. And it's this notion of self-interested malice and the ability to navigate contradictions within one's own mind that I think makes Raynor such a compelling villain. He's someone that you love to hate, and giving him his comeuppance later in the story was one of my favorite scenes to write as an author, and a lot of my readers have told me the same, that they were stoked to finally see him get his. But what do you think? What makes a villain good in the stories that you've read? Who's your favorite villain in fiction? Let me know in the comments, and if you would like to check out my book, it is right there, or it is available digitally and coming soon on audio, narrated by Jonathan